Okay, this is lesson 2 for the Web Development Strategy course, and we're going to get into setting up the content management system. So Linwood Barkley says, once you come up with a premise, you have to work out how it all happened. It's a bit like coming up with a spectacular roof design. First, before you can get it up there, you need to build a solid foundation and supporting structure. Well, this is no different whenever it comes to web development strategy. You start, with the baby steps or the foundation, and then you start adding on to it, and you build upon what you learned. So yesterday we talked about, setting up the server, the URL, everything that's the foundation of a good content management system. And we learned how to install the best content management system available, and and we have that installed now. So now what we're going to get into is setting up that content management system. And then we're going to be talking about the administration login. We're going to talk a lot about permalinks and what they are and what they mean. We're going to talk about user management, which is really cool with a WordPress CMS. You can assign different roles to people. We're going to be talking about themes, the good, the bad, and ugly of themes, and what they mean. We're going to be talking about posts and pages and the differences between a post and a page and how to set them both up for search engine optimization. We're going to learn how to do that with a search engine optimization plugin called Yoast. We're going to be talking about meta tags, title tags, heading tags, paragraph tags, and what they mean for search engine optimization. And then we're going to wrap it up with mobile-friendly websites. We're going to talk about mobile plugins. And then also a little bit, we're going to touch on custom mobile themes. Okay, so the administration login. Once you first get the login for your content management system, the first thing you want to do is you want to go in there and you want to change the password. Okay, so you're going to be given a link here with a temporary password, all right? And you can see that password right here. I don't know why my screen is blinking so much. Hold on a second. So you're going to log into the dashboard here, and you're going to type in your username and your password, and you're going to hit this login button, okay? Now what you want to do is look for this little menu on the left. It's called Users, all right? And then you're going to see your name, okay? You're going to see your name right there. What you want to do is you want to click on your name, and you're going to come to your personal profile within your dashboard, okay? What you want to do is scroll down to the bottom, and in this box where it says new password, what you want to do is enter that new password twice, and then click update profile, okay? I'm going to stop my recorder for a second, see if I can get this quit from blinking on my side. Okay, so Permalink Structure. This is important to know: who, what, where, when, why, and how. Okay, whenever you're thinking about Permalink Structure, because if you have, a local business, where is probably going to be a factor. Who wrote it? When did they write it? Why and how? And so permalinks. First, we want to know what is a permalink. Okay, a permalink is a permanent link to a page or post on your website. It's just to one of your pages, right? Can permalinks be changed? Yes, but it's not recommended that you do so to an existing website. Okay, does permalink structure matter? Yes, but it depends on what type of blog or website that you have. How do you set up a permalink structure in WordPress? Well, we'll go to your dashboard, and under settings, then permalinks. Now we're going to get into this in a little bit more detail. So what is a permalink? Right here, if we go to Google Website Pro, we have /product and service-based website. That is the permalink. That's a permanent link that goes to this web page, and anybody can create a permalink that will get them here, and this page will always be here. Permalink stands for a permanent link. Can they be changed? Yes, they can be changed. If you go down here to settings, and you hit permalinks right here, you'll see that there's different settings. You know, we have default, day and name, month and name. We have a numeric post name. Okay, we have all these different settings, default settings that we could take advantage of. But when deciding what permalink structure to use, you want to think about the following. Will my post have time-sensitive information? If you're blogging about current events, then maybe it would be beneficial to put the date in your URL. Okay? Are you in a niche market? If you're in a niche market, then it might be beneficial to put the category in your URL. You know, maybe auto parts is your category. See, I have a kind of like a time-sensitive website because technology is continually changing, and so sometimes my older posts are kind of out of date, and I don't want people to think that I had just made them, thinking that I'm out of the loop or something like that. So they can easily see the date in the permalink and realize that I wrote it, you know, a year ago, 2 years ago, so on and so forth. Here's the other thing. We have more than one author. Do you want to reveal the author's name in the permalink? You can do that. So here we go. If you're unsure of what the optimal setting is, then what you want to do is you want to select this post name. Okay? That's probably the most search engine optimized setting if you're unsure about what to do with your permalink. Now, how can we customize permalinks? Right down here, you'll see custom structure. All right? Now, the thing that you want to think about is what's available. What's available? How can we structure our permalinks, you know, to get the best search engine results? If we go to this link right here, codexwordpress.org using _permalinks, and we scroll down on this page, we see here that we have structured tags. If we scroll down on this page, this is the section of that page, and we have all these different codes that we can use within our permalink structure: year, month, day, hour, even the second. Okay, so you can use multiple combinations of the permalink. Just make sure that you have that / in the URL structure. So for example, if we want a permalink that looks like this, a1supplements.com, we have the year, the month, the day, and then the name of the post. Okay, we would enter this in the box: year, month, day, just like that, from the codes that we took from WordPress. Okay? Now, to add the author, you would just add this little code, /%author %/. Okay, now here would be a good way to do it. So we have in the custom structure, a1supplements.com, we want to include that post name every time, and if we want to attach the author name, we can attach it like that. And that will become the permanent link to that particular page or post. Now, why keep the post name in the URL? Number one, it's great for search engine optimization. It describes what the post is about. So if we look at A1 Website Pro and we look at this permalink up here, someone is talking about you, we see that when a spider comes, they're going to spider the post name, and notice that it's also in the title. So it's relevant content. It's showing the search engine that I have something, you know, relative to someone is talking about you. Okay? So what's important about permalinks? Number one, you want to set them up when you first set up your website. Okay? Why? If you ever change the URL structure after your website already has links going to it, your visitors will receive 404 errors. And let me give you an example of what that looks like. But you're going to have to implement 301 redirects, okay? If you have thousands of pages, you'll have to do this for everyone, okay? So here we go. Notice here we have this permalink that actually does not exist on my site. They're going to a not found page, okay? And we want to avoid this at all costs, because if we have links that are going to pages that are not found, we're going to lose our rank position in Google and the other search engines. So if you have an SSL or secure socket layer installed on your website, okay, you may want to change your URL from HTTP to HTTPS. Now we see that we have that little lock. That's what it looks like. So there's an unsecured website, and here's a secured website with an SSL. Now you have to buy the SSL and have it installed by a third party before you could do something like this. Otherwise, you will get an error on the page. So you got to make sure that you have the SSL installed first. Okay, so Permalink SSL, how do you do it? You go to your dashboard, and under the settings, what you want to do is go down here to General, okay? Now, this right here is your WordPress address and your site address URL, okay? What you'll do is you'll take those two things out of there and just put in HTTPS, all right? Just like that. And you want to click the Save button at the bottom of this page, and that's how you implement a SSL on your website. But here's some final thoughts about permalinks. Set them up when you first set up your website, okay? Make sure that you always include the post name in the URL. Make sure you always include a / when separating the URL order. Permalinks are governed by Apache, MySQL, and PHP in the htaccess file on a Linux server. Okay, Apache must have the mod rewrite rule enabled for pretty permalinks to work, and this is enabled on most servers. If you're getting an error when you're trying to use pretty permalinks, chances are the mod rewrite rule in Apache is not turned on. So, and you can, if you ever face an error where you can't use a pretty permalink, that's probably the issue, and you can contact me and I can get that resolved for you. Okay, are there any questions about permalinks? No? Dave? How about you, Kim? Anything? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You know, a link is a link. A pretty permalink includes the post name in a thing. For instance, if I was going webdevelopmentstrategy.com/permalink, okay, or /Kim Wright. Okay, if I was writing about Kim Wright on my website, you know, I would want to include her name. So that would be a pretty permalink. The actual link to that website, the actual just permalink might be page 123. Okay. That's kind of like the default setting, page 123. What a pretty permalink does is that turns that into a relevant search engine optimized URL, kind of like I showed you that someone is talking about you. Right. Hey, let me try to restart my PowerPoint and see if I can get this flashing to quit. All right, so we were talking about permalinks here and how they're governed and how they're used. All right, so we're going to go on to user management. Now, there's user roles from the lowest authority to the highest authority. That's kind of what we're going to go over here. The lowest authority is a subscriber. You know, he doesn't have much authority. He could just basically have a profile on your CMS. Then, can you guys see my screen okay? Oh, you do? Oh, I'm sorry. All right. All right, well, let me go back over this again. Hold on a second. Oh, I know what happened. Okay, is that good there? All right, cool deal. Okay, so going on with user management. There's user roles from the lowest authority to the highest authority, and we're going to talk about how these are related to in WordPress CMS. First, we have the subscriber role, okay? Then we have a contributor role. Then we have an author role. Then we have an editor role, and then the administrator role, okay? And then you're going to see this, you will see this in your user's information. So here I have my daughter's website called Stories by Faith. All right, over here, users, if you select all users, you could see that I have several different users: myself, my son David, Faith, Harley, and then Jack Smack. You can see that I'm the administrator. There's a editor. You know, David, Faith, and Harley are editors. Jack Smack, he's just a subscriber. So we're going to talk about user roles right out of the box, okay? This is how we're going to, because user roles can be changed. You can give user role an authority to do something more than what is out of the box. But we're going to discuss these user rules as they come within the WordPress CMS. Okay, now subscriber role. This is someone that can manage their profile on your website. They cannot publish a page or a post, okay? They cannot install plugins or themes, and they do not receive emails automatically every time you post. So this is kind of confusing to some people because they feel like if they're subscribing that they're going to, receive something, but that's not the case. A subscriber role, it basically gives them a profile on your website, and let's say that you don't, that a person has to be logged in to comment. Well, they're going to have to be at least be a subscriber to comment on your website if you choose that setting. Okay? Basically, they have their own personal space on your website. Okay? So this is what the subscriber role dashboard looks like. Okay? You'll notice over here on the left, they have limited menu options. They don't have access to all the plugins or, things that an administrator role does, okay? They could change the theme of their dashboard. They could use the light color, coffee, sunrise. They could change the colors as far as that goes. Just within their dashboard. They have basically no authority on your website whatsoever. They could choose whether they could see the toolbar when touring your website. The toolbar is that little bar across the top that you see right here. So if they're on the front end and they want to see this little bar up here, then they would have that ticked. And the same goes for you as an administrator in your profile if you want to see that bar or not. Here's where they can, modify their user information. Notice that the username cannot be changed, okay? If we scroll down on this page, you know what, let me try something else as far as that flickering goes. I think I figured something out. Hold on a second. Okay, so this is the contact information. They could put different information in there, right? Like their email, their website, their Google Plus, their Twitter name, their Facebook URL. They can put information about themselves. So if this was mine, I would put my information. I'm a motorcycle enthusiast by day, a Cape villain by night. I like hiking, fishing, swimming, shooting, and my guns. Something like that. They can put whatever they want to in there. All right, so if we scroll down on this page, though, we could see that there's another box where they could change their passwords. And this is what you would want to do as an administrator, And whenever you get done making all the changes, they would have to click Update Profile. Now this goes for all the user roles within WordPress. So a contributor role. This is someone who has the ability to make a post on your website, but they don't have the authority to publish them. Okay? Their post will be saved as a draft until you as the administrator proofread and then authorize the posted page to go live. They cannot make pages. Okay? They can only use the post feature. They can't do pages. They cannot edit your post or anybody else's post on your website. They cannot upload media like pictures and files to your website. Now remember, you could change this, but out of the box, they do not have the authority to do stuff like this. Now here's what their screen looks like. Okay? Notice here that the post button appear. Okay? Notice here they have the access to their profile. Okay? Here they have, different things that they can view, but they cannot edit. They can view the comments, the contact forms, tools, maybe some items in Jetpack, but they have no authority to edit these views, okay? Now, about the contributor rules, you want to assign this role to someone that wants to make posts on your site as a guest blogger, okay? This is a role that you would assign to someone that seems like they have a sincere desire to blog with you or write content for you, but you might have reservations about what they're going to post on your website, okay? Remember that if you authorize their post, it will go out to all your email subscribers. Okay, so if they write a post and you say, okay, I'm going to authorize this, you better check it first because, it's going to go out to all your email subscribers. Now, let's talk about the author role now. So we talked about the contributor role. The author role, this is someone who can publish and manage their own posts on your website. If you assign this role to somebody, they can publish these posts. They cannot add pages or edit your posts, okay, as an author. They cannot install plugins or themes. That's in the Appearance tab. They can upload media to the site. And here's what the author dashboard looks like. Okay, so this is the author dashboard. And whenever you look at this here, you can see that they have the ability to add media to the site. Now, why is this so important? One of the things that you want to think about before giving somebody this role is that they can upload a virus-infected file. Okay, you would want to give this role to somebody that is cognizant about viruses and protection on the computer, because they could very easily and unknowingly upload a media file that's a virus. So you want to make sure that these people know what they're doing. So you want to assign this role to someone you trust. Okay? Remember, they have the ability to upload files to your website, and those can be malicious files, even if they innocently did it. They can even, so make sure all the authors have a virus protection on their PC. Okay? When they make a post and click publish, it will go out to your email subscribers. Okay? They don't have to wait for you to authorize this. It'll just automatically go out to the email subscribers. Okay, let's talk about the editor role. This is someone who can make and publish posts and pages. All right? They can edit other people's posts on your website. This includes the administrator posts as well. So the things that you post, if you give this person an editor role, they can edit your posts as well. They have all abilities of an author, the previous role, plus comment management. They can edit comments and so on and so forth. Media management. They can add media files, delete media files. Okay. They cannot manage the users. They cannot install plugins, and they cannot access the Appearance tab. All right? Here's what their dashboard looks like. All right, so an editor can add, delete media. They can also reply and edit and spam the comments within a WordPress CMS. Now, about the editor role. This person should be a part of your business, and they should have something to lose if this website goes down, okay? You want to only give this role to someone that you trust immensely with your business. Now, here's the administrator role. This is someone who has access to all the administration features within a single website, okay? They have the ability to do everything on the site. Here's the features that are only available to the admin are the Appearance tab, where you can change your theme, your layout. You also have access to your widgets that go in your sidebar. They can manage the users. They have plugins that they can install, manage, access. So This is what their dashboard looks like, and you notice here that the administrator has access to everything in the dashboard. Okay? Now about the administrator role. This should only be reserved for you, the website owner, and possibly your web developer. Okay? You do not want to give anyone else this kind of access unless you're married to them. All right? You want to even be careful then. Okay. So, adding a user. Let's say that you want to add a user now. You can do this dynamically where people sign up and register, or you can just add them yourself. Here's the following information that you'll need to add a user. You'll need a username, an email, and let's go through the process here for a second. So let's say that I want to add a user. Okay, I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to click Add New right here. I'm going to give them a username. I'm going to enter their email, and then their first and last name, Jack Smack, and then possibly, I don't have to enter the first and last name or website, but I can. But the thing that I have to do is I have to enter the password, and the same exact password 2 times. Okay? And then if I tick this little box right here, they're going to automatically get sent this password and username in the email, kind of like I sent you guys yesterday, right? And then what you'll do is assign this role here. So this is where you assign the roles that we just talked about, administrator, editor, author, contributor, or subscriber. Now, most of the time you'll just give them subscriber or contributor roles, And then what you would do is click Add New User, and when you select Add New User, they'll get an email. Now, let's say that you want people to register themselves on your website, okay? Something to think about before enabling this option. Spammers have software that register hundreds and sometimes thousands of users, okay? This is because on some websites you have the ability you have to have the ability to be logged in whenever you comment or registered, all right? Hold on, let me mute Chris here. All right, so spammers want the ability to be able to comment on your website so they can get backlinks to their websites, okay? Solution, you can have spam protection enabled on your content management system. There's a lot of them out there. The best one that I found is called a Kismet. So that's a plugin that you can install, and it's available right from your dashboard. All right, so if we go to General here and see this little thing right here, anyone can register. If you have that box ticked, then anybody can register. Now notice the default user role. You want to leave that as subscriber, okay? Unless there's another reason for making them a contributor or an author, but most of the time you just leave that as a subscriber. All right, are there any questions about user roles or, what's involved as far as that goes? Right. Yeah, they would have to have some type of spam protection on their computer, because remember, viruses and malware and stuff like that, all that really is infected files. And you can infect a photograph within the meta stuff. You can install a JavaScript injection and any type of script, what might appear a PDF file, you can very easily rename files. Here, let me give you an example here. So let me go to my pictures, and I'll go to my canoe trip picture here, my brother in the canoe. Let me just duplicate this here. Okay, so right. Right. Yeah, sometimes, sometimes that's true. I mean, there's different people out there that are constantly, trying to figure out new and creative ways to, wreak havoc on people's websites and lives and stuff like that. The thing that we want to try to protect ourselves against are the people that are kind of don't know. It's kind of like, putting a teenager behind the wheel, You might not necessarily want to put your whole family in the back seat, right? They think they know how to drive. They say they know how to drive, but they're not using all the cautions that a person should use whenever it comes to a website, And so you would want to assign a role where they could do the least amount of damage, right? You're not gonna let your teenager take your brand new Mercedes Benz down the road, but you'd probably start them out in an older Volkswagen Rabbit or something like that, So that's why you have these different roles, and then a lot of times, like a lot of my bloggers will have guest bloggers, and they're not too, they don't, it's not that they want to be mean to anybody, but they put a lot of time and work and a lot of years and effort into their website. So they want to be cautious about what kind of roles they assign somebody that says that they want to help them, right? So, yeah, you're right. People can unknowingly upload a virus to a website, and sometimes whenever I set up people for the first time, I'll just give them the author role or the editor role. Okay, I won't give them the administrator role because, until they get the hang of their website and they know what's going on there, it's probably not a good idea to let them to be able to install plugins, because plugins and themes and stuff like that, as you're going to find out within the next few days, even though they're very helpful and handy, they can destroy an entire website just by the click of a couple buttons. So, does that answer your question about, uploading virus-infected files and how to deal with it? All right, so we just discussed user rules and how to assign them roles within the back end here. So the next thing we're going to be talking about are themes, okay? Because as an administrator and an advisor, we have to have, eye candy. We're going to talk about the themes and the advantages and disadvantages of using them. We're also going to discuss security issues when it comes to free themes in particular. Okay. Now, the theme is the layout of your website. Okay? It controls everything on the front end of your website. Colors, text, font size, picture placement, and all the different sizes within your website. I mean, the sidebars, so on. It also controls the functions and how they operate. A theme also controls your sidebars and where they are located. Okay? Any web developer can make a theme. Good web developers and bad web developers. Okay? So if a theme is weak, it can easily be hacked. Okay? Free themes are to look at, but should be installed on a website that they should not be installed on a website that has sensitive information. Okay? So if you want to check out some free themes, under this appearance, you'll go down to themes, and you'll see right here, you can see the themes that are currently installed on your server. All right? You can preview those current themes that you have installed by hovering over your mouse over the icons and click Live Preview. So here's what we would do. Go here, click Live Preview. And so this is kind of what it would look like. You get an example of what it would look like if you would, activate that on your website. It's really cool. And then you could go here and, edit your site tagline, colors, image with this particular theme. Now, each theme will have different things available to it. Now, if you want to search for a free theme, you click the Add New button. Then the dialog appears where you can search for keywords like black. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go here and click this Add New, all right? And then we're going to go to the next screen. And we're going to type in something like black. And then we could also select from a number of different things down here that we might possibly be looking for. But we're just going to select black and click this Find Themes button down here. And here we'll get a bunch of thumbnails, okay? All these thumbnails of the different free themes that are available to us that come from the WordPress data bank. You can see there's 992 items here, okay? So there's a lot of themes that have the word black in them. And there's all different kind of layouts and things that you can preview, okay? So if we click preview on this one called Theme Alley, we get a screen like this that shows us, what it looks like. All right. Now, if we wanted to install this, we could just click the little blue install button at the top there. But remember, this is a free theme. Once you click this install button, if there's any malicious script or anything that's going to, reveal confidential information, remember, you're installing a free theme. You get what you pay for, right? So we're not going to install that. We're just going to click close. But we could check them out. We could get them on a test site, download them, and make them more secure for our clients. Now, there's a lot of security breaches in these free themes, and it's a big issue. Last year alone, in 2013, I replaced about 20 websites that were using free themes. Okay, it was very expensive to those people. Their sites were hacked, and their private information was exposed, including their email list, customer contacts, and yes, they were liable for that information legally. Okay, free themes, you get what you pay for. The only safe free themes are the ones that comes with WordPress initial installation. Okay, you should keep these themes updated and current as well, because there will be updates to these themes. And here's the list. We have the 2010 from WordPress, 2012, 2013, and the 2014 theme. Okay, these are all free themes that are secure and that we know that are not hacked. Because they're straight from WordPress. Now, when you're going for a new look and layout, you want a premium theme or a custom theme, something that you're paying for, actually. Okay, why? The development company shares in the security interest of your website. Okay, they're liable if there's a security breach because you paid for the theme. A developer you buy from will not put malicious code into a theme. It's just going to destroy their own company, right? A web development company puts their names in the themes, and they share the security risks of it being hacked. All right. So are there any questions on the themes before we go on to pages and posts? Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. If you would go to, for example, WRECelectrician.com, okay? Now, not only will you be able to see it on the website, as soon as it loads up here, okay, so if you scroll down, you'll see Western Reserve, all rights reserved, theme by web development and design, A1websitepro.com. But that's not the only place that you see it. Okay, if I right click on this and click view page source, or let me do this. This is kind of like an easy way for you to tell. See this style sheet here? If you open that in a new tab, you'll know. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. All right, so let's talk about posts and pages for search engine optimization. Now, Wendy Pearsall says, Google only loves you when everyone else loves you first. Okay, now this is the truth, because if everybody else loves you, then Google will pay attention. If nobody cares about what you have on your website, then Google's not going to care either. Okay, so SEO structure is what it all starts with. Good code structure, this is the foundation for good search engine optimization. Okay? Without the code structure, you would be up a creek without a paddle. Okay? So that is the foundation for good search engine optimization. And this is where the content management system helps you out the most. Okay? A code structure has elements that are encased in tags, as I brought out yesterday in the first lesson. Each tag has a name, like title. So this would be a title tag. H1, this would be a heading tag. You know, H2 tag would be kind of like a subheading. H3 would be a sub-subheading. Then we have the paragraph tags, which are written like that. Here's an image tag. Okay, so image, then it has the source of where it's located, and then you have the title, which is the title of the image. Then you have an alt tag, which would be an alternate description. Now notice that we don't have a closing tag, but since the image has a slash at the end of it, it does not need a closing tag. Okay, so here's a link, right? ahref equals a1websitepro.com. Now that link tag, this is also called the anchor text. This is what's going to anchor you back to a1websitepro.com where it says link tag. Okay. So the best thing about a content management system is that it writes all this code for you. You don't have to know how to do that stuff. The examples we just gave were main ones, but there's tons of different codes within a website. You don't have to worry about them because they're written for you. It's important that you are aware of code structure while you're writing articles and descriptions. Okay, that's why we're bringing it up. So let's look at the content management system layout. This is the title. You want to make it long and descriptive, 70 characters max, but use at least 40. You know, you have that space there. This is a very important metric when it comes to search engines, you know, and what they index. So you want to make this title as long as possible, okay, and descriptive as possible. Right here, I'm going to put some like anchor text, like on-page anchor text, you know, where they could jump down to where they want to go faster, and I'll label them either bullet points or numbered points. You could see an example at a1websitepro.com how I have that structure. Now, look at this. This is the heading tag. It should describe whatever I'm about to write about below, okay? This is the P tag, you know, where I'm going to talk about what was in that subheading tag right above, or the heading tag right above, okay? Make sure you only use the H1 tag in your article. If you use more than one, you could be marked for spam, okay? Now, what's interesting about WordPress is you see that title up here? whatever you put in this box in here becomes the H1 tag on your page. So whenever you're going down here, you only want to use the H2 tag, H3 tag. You don't ever want to put the H1 tag in there, even though it's available. Okay? This is a subheading, okay, to describe more in detail about the article. And then you'll have another paragraph. Okay? So you notice that structure. You have heading, description, heading, description. Okay? This is great search engine optimization. And you have to follow the same theme. All right? So here's another good code structure. In this example, I could be reviewing a product or a service. I could even be selling a product or a service. Okay? So once again, I put in my title. You know, I want to make this as close to 70 characters as I possibly can. Maybe I'll have a list of questions, and I'll link these questions to different anchors on the page, okay? Now, this is a heading tag. It should be outlined, you know, like an H1 tag. But basically, we want this to be an H2 tag. We don't want to use H1 tags, okay? Then we're going to have the paragraph, okay? So here's my first question. I'll use an H2 tag or an H3 tag here, okay? That's how I'm making this bold. And you see this where this says paragraph right here? This is where you'll highlight the text, you'll drop this down, and you'll select H2, H3, you know, or paragraph tag. There's even a pre-formatted. But then I'm going to put my little A period and answer this question that I have, right? Then I'm going to do it again. This is my second question. Again, I'm going to have an H2 or H3 tag. And then in my P tag, I'm going to have the answer. Just like that. Okay? And you'll see that this is great code structure. It's very clear to the search engine what you're doing, especially when you lead with the Q and the A, because search engines know what that is. And that this is also you know, indexed in their algorithm what you're trying to communicate. You're trying to communicate a question and answer type of format. So we want to look at the code. So all the tags were made using the editor toolbox, all right? But we went over here to the text view, right? And we used this code editor to make this stuff, all right? Even though we didn't sit there and we write the, you know, ordered list, list item, H1, it wrote this code for us, okay? But do you notice something different here? You know, we didn't have that before. How about this? Do you notice something different here? Okay. Where are the P tags? Okay. I wanted to point this out to you guys because you might be faced with this later on when somebody's like, hey, what are happening to my P tags in the WordPress content management system? P tags in WordPress are automatically inserted for you, so you don't have to worry about it. If you can't see them even in the text editor, they are there. Okay. Here's a copy of that same code we looked at in our browser source views, and you can see that the paragraph tags are there. Okay. So here we go. Here's the exact same thing. You can see that whenever you're looking at it in real code, it does put the P tags in there. Okay. Why WordPress hides them, I don't know. I don't necessarily like it, but now you're aware of something that most web developers don't even know about WordPress. Okay? About the H1 tags. We do not want to use them in the WordPress content management system. Why? Well, I kind of described this because the title comes in the form of an H1 tag in the front end of your website. Okay? So if you have any more than one H1 tag, the search engines will have a hard time understanding what your subject matter is. If you have an H1 tag and then right underneath that you have another H1 tag, it's going to be like, what the heck is this article about, right? You can't have two titles, one right after another. So about the editor, sometimes WordPress will make things too easy for people that do not know code, okay? Most web developers don't know what you know about the feature with the P tags. Don't share the secret. All right. Now, are there any questions about this code structure or anything that we talked about here? We good? Yeah? Okay. Okay, can you guys see this? I'm going to a1websitepro.com. All right, so let's go to one of my blog posts here. Maybe we'll go to my last one that I created, and I'm going to click on this link right here, victims of fraud through email. Okay, so up here we have my permalink, right? And now you notice I have my date in there and my post title. And this reflects what this is, right? And now here are my anchor links. If I click on this, it's going to jerk the people down to this section here. Watch. I'll click on that, and you notice they come right to that section there. Now I'm logged in, so you can see my little my dashboard there, or my dashboard edit. So if we look at this code structure here, I'm going to right-click, view page source. Now let me just highlight this about victims SEO fraud. Okay, I'm going to copy that. Okay, I'm going to go and find it on the page right here. Now you'll notice that I have it in my meta description. Okay, that's a content. That's good SEO. You'll notice when we come down on the page that I have it in my H2 tag right here. See it? H2 tag about victims of SEO fraud. Okay. Now notice right here I have my P tags. You know, nothing makes me more upset than scammers, blah, blah, blah. And then I have another P tag. Now notice I have another H2 tag here. It says, what is SEO? Right? And then a P tag that describes, that answers that question. See? It goes on. So this, if you ever have a question about what we're talking about, you can always go to my website, because I always try to practice what I preach, my own rules. Okay? And so that's kind of, that's important. So if you go down through here, let's say if we want to go to the final part, legitimate SEO plans, you'll notice, like, even at the very end of this, if we go to our code source, you'll see, once again, I have an H2 tag right here, legitimate SEO plans, and then the paragraph tag, which is nothing more than this paragraph right here. Okay? Yeah, I'll take you to the visual right now. So that's on my text view. Now let me scroll down. You see I have legitimate SEO plans. Okay, if I highlight this, you can see it's a heading 2 right here, right? But if I go down here, you can see that this is a paragraph tag. Okay? So that's the difference. So, and if I click on these different sections, you'll see that little box change, paragraph tags, heading tags. Now, it's very easy to make a heading tag, right? So if I want a bogus package to be an H2 tag, I just highlight it and click H2. Now notice it turns that whole paragraph into an H2, but that wouldn't make sense to a search engine, would it? Because I already have this, I don't want to make this an H2 tag. Right? Okay. All right. Does that answer you guys' question? All right. Cool. All right. So we learned about the code structure in WordPress, and how to make it work for you. And that's probably one of the most important issues about writing code and writing articles, is making sure that you have those tags all in place, and that's how you do it. Okay? Now, there's this guy, we're going to talk about this plugin that's going to help us with search engine optimization. Okay? There's a guy by the name of Juice DeValk. All right? He's the father of 2 sons, Tycho and Ravi, and the father of 1 daughter called Wendy. He's from the Netherlands, and he's a WordPress fanatic. Okay, he's an SEO specialist. He developed a WordPress plugin called Yoast WordPress SEO. This plugin will help you immensely when you're trying to focus on a keyword phrase. Okay, let's take a look at how it works here. So first you'll write an article with your code structure in place, like we just discussed. Then you're going to scroll down and see WordPress by SEO, WordPress SEO Yoast. Okay, so here we have the plugin, and this is right below. In fact, I'll give you another little example here. You can see on my website, you'll see if I scroll down, you see I got the little green light here, but I have Yoast, WordPress SEO by Yoast. Okay. Now, we're going to have here first our snippet preview. Okay, this is what it looks like in Google. You know, isn't that, you know, when you go to search for Google, this is exactly what you're going to see something like in the search results, right? A little snippet. All right. So let's say that we're trying to focus on a keyword, and our keyword phrase is how to connect an external monitor to a laptop. Okay. Let's say that we want to be indexed for that keyword phrase. You know, we want people, hey, I'm sharing a good article here. I'm telling people how to do something. So we just enter that keyword phrase in there. And they're going to tell us, you know, where it was found. It was found in the article heading, yes, one time. Was it found in the page title? Yes. Page URL? Yes. The content? Yes. Meta description? Yes. Okay. So, and here we have the SEO title. Now you notice the SEO title right here is also found in this snippet at the top. Okay. The meta description. Okay, so this is what I want people to see whenever they're searching this keyword phrase. I want them to find how to connect an external monitor to a laptop, how Chromecast work, connecting a laptop to a TV projector the easy way, free. And you notice right here, that's what we have in our snippet. That's going to go out to the search engines, right? Okay. So how it works. It operates off the tags. So I showed you, you know, how to have those tags, the H1 tags, H2, H3, the paragraph tags and stuff like that. So this plugin operates off of those tags to make sure that you're using your keyword phrase efficiently. So that's what you want to take into consideration. You're also given a page analysis. Okay, this is really cool about this plugin, to make sure that you're using this keyword phrase to rank. And so if we go from general to page analysis in the plugin right here, you know, we could see it gives us different, it gives us some information about how well we're using our keywords. It says the density is 35%, which is a bit low. The keyword was only found 3 times. Okay. How about this? The keyword for this page contains 1 or more stop words. They found the word a. Okay. They're trying to say, you know, these stop words, don't use them. But sometimes I take it into consideration, sometimes I don't. It depends on what I'm writing about. If it makes sense, that's what I'm going to go with. So you'll have all these different things, good information that he's sharing with you, you know, for a keyword phrase that you're trying to rank for. So advanced features. If you're familiar enough with search engine optimization, you'll have advanced features programmed right into this plugin. Okay, so here we have our different advanced features, right? In this advanced tab. Oh, let me go back. Okay, we have Meta Robots Index. This is saying, yes, I want you to index this. No, I don't want you to index this. So there might be some pages or posts you don't want to index. This is how you would, you know, ask them, you know, whether you want them indexed or not, or whether you want them to follow the links on this page. Maybe you don't want them to follow any links on this page. And we're going to be discussing why possibly you would not want to a spider to follow links from a page of yours. There's all different kinds of things, you know, and you're going to learn about these different things as we go on, you know, about sitemaps, the priority, the advanced meta robots commands, include the HTML and sitemap, the canonical URLs, nothing more than, you know, a permalink, okay? And the 301 redirect. Now, this is the one that I want to point out to you the most, okay, as far as the 301 redirect. Let's say that you had made a post 6 months ago, or maybe a couple months ago, and you don't like the URL of it. okay? And you're thinking to yourself, you know what, that URL could be a lot better. You know, I could have put something else in there or retitled it different. So you're going back to your page and you're thinking to yourself, you know what, I could be indexed a lot better if I use this new word in my URL. What you do not want to do is you do not want to delete your current page. Okay, you don't want to delete it. If you wrote a better article and you want to redirect, you would put 301, you would enter the new URL where this page should be redirected to. Okay, that's what you want to do. You don't want to really delete pages or posts. You want to redirect them to where the new page is. Okay. All right. Now, social shares. You can even choose what to say to a particular search engine or media group when you share your post, okay? Now, if you look at this on the last tab we have for WordPress SEO by Yoast, you could see that I can target Facebook users, right? I could say, you know, hey, Facebook users, want to know how to connect your laptop to your TV or even use Google Chromecast? Learn for free. And when people come there and they share that on their Facebook, that's what they're going to get. But what if they're coming from Google Plus? I don't want to say, hey, Facebook users, right? I'll say, hey, Google Plus users. I know there's some of you wondering how to use Google Chromecast, right, to set up with your TV. Here you go, free of charge. So there's different ways that you could target these different audiences with your articles using this WordPress SEO by Yoast. So you'll be given a green light if you're doing a good job focusing on your keyword phrase, and you can see that right here. Okay. The final review. We'll come back to this plugin within the next couple of lessons when it comes to the media files. Okay. We're going to focus more on SEO in lesson 5, so we get familiar with this plugin. Don't drive yourself crazy trying to make that light green. This is what lesson 5 is going to be for. All right. Are there any questions about this Yoast SEO plugin before we move on? Good? All right. Okay, so let's talk about mobile-friendly websites. Amanda Holden says, I want to be buried with a mobile phone just in case I'm not dead. All right? So being mobile is very important to people. Okay, these days. They want information and they want it on the go, right? Like we talked about in our orientation. Now, forecasts show us that more people will browse the web on their mobile devices in the year 2014 than desktops. Okay? How many? About 1.65 billion users. Now, that number's increased to 2 billion now with the latest information that I got from Adobe. Statistics also show us that more and more people are making purchases from their mobile devices. What does this mean to us? If you have a website, it better be mobile friendly. Okay? So what exactly does it mean to have a mobile friendly website? Let's first think about the mobile user. Okay? They're using a smaller processor than a powerful desktop. They cannot download pictures and files as fast, usually on a mobile device. Most of the time, the connection speed's a lot slower than a desktop. The fastest towers only generate 3G, even though 4G phones are available. Okay? Did you buy a 4G phone? Too bad, because you're only going at 3G speeds. The G does not stand for gigabyte, by the way. It stands for generation. Has nothing to do with measurements. So what else to think about? So we have a smaller screen size with a mobile phone. We've got to think about the website navigation, touchscreen capabilities. We have to have larger fonts because they're on a smaller screen. We don't want them fonts to be real small. There's different layout options. So let's talk about some solutions. We have a couple quick and easy solutions with WordPress. Okay, this content management system within the plugins. There's a lot of custom solutions of having a mobile theme built for your website as well. So let's talk about the quick and easy way. If you wanted to, you go to your dashboard, scroll down to where it says Appearance, select Plugins, Click Add New, and this will be in your materials too. Type in the search WP Touch, and make sure it's the one by Brave New Code. All right. Click Install Now, then click Activate. Okay, and that will give you a mobile theme. So we go down here to Appearance, where it says Plugins. We want to click Add New, just like this. Okay. We want this WP Mobile Plugin. And we click Install Now. Okay. But make sure that it's by Brave New Code. Okay. Once we install that, click Activate, and voila, we're going to have a mobile theme on our site. So we'll go here to the theme settings, and we want to click this setup button to, just to give us some different functionality on how we want our mobile theme to look. And here you can customize the mobile theme. All right. And when you're all done, you can preview the mobile site. You can do these different. You can play around with these. You guys can even play around with this on your own website to make it look however you want it to look. All right. You can preview the theme, then click Save Changes, and after that you'll have a mobile theme. It's pretty quick and easy, and it's simple in WordPress. Now, the custom method is you would have to edit the CSS for mobile devices. Okay? You would also have to edit the header.php. The target areas would be images, sidebars, menu items. And so here's an example of a CSS. And I kind of went over this with you guys yesterday. Now you'll notice here that I'm targeting max width of 699 pixels, and the minimum width of 520 pixels. All right. I'm also targeting a minimum width of 1151 pixels, and then I could change, the body background. If it was an image, I would target images in my CSS and stuff like that. So there's custom ways to do it, but it's kind of like extensive. This is an extensive class all within itself, but that's kind of how they target with a CSS style sheet whenever they're styling for mobile devices. All right, so we know it's another class in itself, but it's best to take advantage of the plugins that are trusted to have a mobile feature on your website. Conclusion, we'll read the course materials, I'll email the assessments, and the next lesson agenda is adding media files. Adding media and files, this is going to be for tomorrow, not next week. Search engine optimization and media. We're going to talk about alternate and title text in the tags. We're going to talk about branding, watermarking, and indexing in Bing and Google for the images and media. We're also going to start using the Google Keyword Planner, and this is going to be a very important part of the web development strategies. We have to find keywords that people are actually searching for. So, are there any questions on the lessons today that I need to clarify?